Here's what we're going to do so that you know where we're going with this video. We're first going to ask the question, what is the appropriate role for an insurance company in your life, in the life of the consumer? Secondarily, we're going to ask the question, is that expectation what really aligns with reality?
Yeah, real world.
Right? Third, we're going to talk to you about what you can and perhaps should do with this information.
Yeah, you're not gonna believe what we got going on here today. And I try to bring real life stories to the table so you can see what's really happening.
Yeah.
And insurers are off the hook with what they're doing today.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Airing of Grievances. My name is Reamer. That's Robert Grieve. And as always, we are especially grateful that you have taken time out of your day to join us for ours. Today, we've got a lively one, and it's going to be specifically relevant to you if you have insurance for your automobile. And I'm pretty sure, Rob, that means we're talking to you.
Yeah.
Before we actually get started, it is our custom to greet you. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday, my dear friends. Happy Saturday to you. Thank you again for tuning in and all your comments. And last week's video went very, very well with all the likes and comments and views. And Thank you so much. Truly grateful.
Absolutely. And a little bit of housekeeping around here, if you don't mind. We would love it if you would take a moment to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. If you haven't clicked the notify bell, that just lets you know that we're uploading new content. Of course, we do that on a schedule around here every Saturday morning at 9:30 a.m. in the Mountain Standard Time. Similarly, if you haven't yet given the thumbs up to this video and all the others, take your time. You can wait on the others till we're done here.
No, just do it right now.
You're going to want to stick through the end of this one.
You're not going to believe it.
I'm telling you, Rob, we're asking the question, what happens when your insurer becomes your enemy? And those are abrasive and suggestive words, but by the time we're done here, you're going to see that not only can we back them up, but we are distressed about the nature of the relationship that is going on between the insurer, the insured, and the body shop trying to help.
Yeah.
So that's where we're going. Are you ready?
Yeah, you're not gonna believe what we got going on here today. And I try to bring real life stories to the table so you can see what's really happening.
Yeah.
And insurers are off the hook with what they're doing today.
And what they're allowing their people to do.
It is really just unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Stick with us, because once we get to the end of this, you're not going to believe it.
Here's what we're going to do so that you know where we're going with this video. We're first going to ask the question, what is the appropriate role for an insurance company in your life, in the life of the consumer?
And mine and yours. And
Absolutely. Secondarily, we're going to ask the question, is that expectation what really aligns with reality?
Yeah, real world.
Right? Third, we're going to talk to you about what you can and perhaps should do with this information. And so there you go right there, Rob. Let me take the lead with this one here. We asked our resident expert.
That would not be me.
ChatGPT. We asked ChatGPT this question. From a consumer's perspective, what should the role of an insurance company be? Please use descriptive words that are easy for the public to understand. Now, I'm not going to go into all the details but I will give you the 4 bullet points that ChatGPT gave to us. You ready for that? And by the way, it says, from a consumer's perspective, the role of an insurance company should primarily be to provide security and peace of mind. Here's a breakdown using descriptive and highly understandable terms. Number 1, an insurance company should be a protector. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember these things, maybe even write them down as we're talking, because I want you to grade our case study by these things at the end.
Absolutely. Number 2, they should be a supporter. Remember, this is the role of the insurance company for you, the consumer.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, they should be an advisor.
Should be.
Some might even use the word trusted advisor.
Mm-hmm.
And then number 4, an insurance company should be a partner. All of those words are positive and supportive.
As they should be.
This is where our story begins.
So, we had a nice lady come and visit us, and apparently about a year ago she had her vehicle repaired at a non-direct repair facility. She just picked this place for whatever the reason was.
An independent collision center.
Independent collision center.
Who has no partnerships with the insurer.
With the insurer, correct.
Okay.
And yeah, that can be problematic all by itself these days, depending on who you pick. Mm-hmm. Picking is a really important choice today.
You bet.
To get your vehicle repaired. Anyway, this shop did not do a workmanship-like job. It is not good. We found several things just on a 10-15 minute preview of the car and where it's at, and like I said, it's not good. But there's 2 parts to the story.
Okay.
There's the part that the shop did not take care of this guest. There's still structural damage to this vehicle. There is still suspension damage to this vehicle.
Okay.
The vehicle will not align.
Oh.
And she should not be driving this vehicle. But this is her only vehicle.
I see.
And so she originally reached out to her insurer to help her with this.
Okay.
And that didn't go very far. And somehow found us. And I've been spending a bunch of time with her. And so when you have structural damage to a vehicle, or what you believe may be structural damage to a vehicle, the first thing you're going to do is want to set it up and measure it, like a CAT scan or, an X-ray or something along that line.
Sure. We have
You want to verify that the structure is where it's supposed to be before you start looking and trying to diagnose other things that are obviously not right.
And we have the technology just here in the back behind us here that allows us to know within millimeters.
Oh,
even
very
less
tight.
than that.
Yeah, the thickness of a dime, whether it's where it's supposed to be or not.
Okay.
So, to get the ball rolling, now, again, I said there's 2 parts to this thing.
Yep.
It's the body shop that didn't do the right repairs, and they didn't necessarily, I don't know if they did or they didn't, according to the insurance company, they didn't say it needed anything else.
I see.
But when I'm looking at the car, this vehicle should have been set up and measured to begin with before the repairs were even started.
Right.
And that is not on the insurance paperwork. Then add in the suspension damage. They delivered her a vehicle that can't get in alignment, and then wash their hands of her. So she doesn't have the shop anymore to go back to. They won't talk to her. It's bizarre to me.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. The insurer still owes for the damage done to that vehicle. during that loss.
Sure.
And so our first step was to get some information from the insurer and then kind of decide where we're going to go from there.
Okay.
So we submitted what we call a supplement to the insurer, even though we weren't the original repairer. Anybody can submit a supplement. It starts the conversation.
I understand.
And it gets me to the person who's going to handle the conversation.
Okay.
So we put in a supplement to set up and measure this vehicle so that we can get a sense of where is it at today.
How was that supplement received by the insurer?
Well, let me just read the response.
Okay.
Any repair concerns are to be addressed by your consumer with their shop of choice and are subject to the warranty provided for those repairs. I'm like,
Okay.
that's an interesting way to respond.
Yeah.
So when I ask for a setup and measure, that's basically a denial.
Yeah, there's no warranty on something that wasn't done.
It was, yeah, correct. It was, well, there was plenty done, but we know that this needs to be checked into.
Right.
And it was should have been done as part of the loss.
The original loss.
Yeah, the original loss.
Yeah.
So I wrote back. The guest has asked for our assistance in getting her vehicle repaired properly as it is in a non-safe driving condition at this time. We would respectfully ask for your help. The guest is under the impression that someone was dispatched by the insurance company to do an in-person inspection. Is that correct? Did the shop forward the insurance company photos or documents? So I'm asking, did the shop that repaired the vehicle send you anything?
Right.
Parts invoices, alignment specs, anything like that. And I asked who was the check from the insurance company made payable to, and where was it mailed? Was it mailed directly to the shop? Was it made payable only to the shop?
Right.
Was there an authorization or direction to pay form signed that you have in the file that allowed you to take any of these actions? And I just summed it up again. We're attempting to assist this guest that trusted a repair facility to repair her vehicle properly and landed up with a vehicle that is, in our opinion, not roadworthy at this time. She is well aware that the vehicle was not repaired properly and is in need of help. The repair facility she chose will not respond to her in any way, and I'm working with her to get her back on the road with a safe and proper repair. If you'd have any of the above information or documents, we would appreciate it if you would forward them to us for review so we can assist her in decision-making going forward.
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah, and I copied the guest on that email.
Okay.
So now this is to the insurance company. The guest is aware of what I've sent.
And just for the record, I think that the way that you worded that was very diplomatic and professional.
Yeah, we're just looking for some help.
Yeah.
The answer I got back for that was, this person can provide the guest. What should we call the guest? Dorothy.
Dorothy is a made-up name, but
Yeah.
it will suffice to protect those who are
Yeah.
involved.
Dorothy can provide the answers to all your inquiries. As our former insured and the owner-operator of the motor vehicle, Dorothy was well informed of the claim process, provided all applicable documentation, and freely selected a repair facility of her choosing. What they're saying there is she dropped Travelers at some point and went with another insurer after the loss. But even though she did that, they still have to cover damages from that loss.
Right. And they're also saying that she did not go with one of their preferred DRP, that's a direct repair program
Partner shops.
Right.
So, Dorothy has been informed that any repair concerns are to be addressed by the shop that performed the repairs and are to be addressed with relation to the subsequent warranty. Dorothy can choose to share with you the reason why that facility may no longer be responding to her as well. Well, thanks for that.
Yeah, that's not very helpful.
And she's welcome to pay you out of pocket for the things that need to be done at this point.
Basically, we're not touching this thing with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, that's a second no. And I asked some very simple questions.
Yeah.
It would have been really not hard to answer. So I responded again. Thank you so much for your reply. It's certainly disappointing that you will not voluntarily provide any assistance with the simple questions asked in my previous email. I understand the sour grapes position that you take, seeing she is no longer insured with your company. Frankly, I didn't expect anything different. From these people, I didn't.
Sure.
But that doesn't mean we don't try, right?
That's right.
Somebody's got to advocate for this lady.
Yeah.
And we're trying to help that through. I go on to say we do have some issues with the vehicle that were not considered by the insurance company when the initial assessment was done that still need to be dealt with.
Yeah.
Which means these are things that weren't on the estimate. They don't owe for anything that they've already paid for, but they do owe for things that are relevant to that loss that were not paid for.
Correct.
So there appears to be structural and suspension damage that was not accounted for on the insurance estimate as it's been left unrepaired. Mm-hmm. Both are consistent with the loss based on the repairs that were completed and photos that I received.
Okay.
I received those from the owner of what it looked like at the time of the accident.
Yes.
And I'm looking at it as it's been repaired-ish.
Yeah.
My understanding from Dorothy is the repairing shop was unable to get the vehicle to align prior to delivery to her. This may be new information to you, as I have no way to know if the repair shop alerted you to this fact. It's clear to me there's damaged suspension parts comparing one side to the other. One side's got this much room, the other side's got this much room. There's a problem there.
There you go.
Before assessing the suspension issue, the structure needs to be validated that it's in spec. I witnessed broken paint and a buckle in the rail. Again, this may be news to you, as setup and measure was never considered in the insurance company initial paperwork that I can see. So this may also be news to you.
Yep.
Aftermarket parts, they don't fit. Insurance company has to provide parts that fit. These don't fit.
Right.
Now, do they not fit because there's still damage that hasn't been repaired, or they're just crappy parts? We don't know that until we measure the vehicle. So I got a response to that. This time from the manager.
Oh. You've been elevated. Escalated.
It has been escalated.
Okay.
And it's because they care so much about this. Here it is. You ready? Rob, as much as I'd love to hear your opinions, they are just that, and you can keep them to yourself.
Whoa.
This has nothing to do with Dorothy not being insured with them anymore. Repairs were completed about a year ago, and she was advised to go back to her shop of choice. We already know that the shop of choice is not helping her.
Correct.
Now the people that were covering it and that she was paying the policy on are also not helping her.
Right.
I offered them to come to the shop and view it with me, and maybe we can come up with a plan or an understanding. No. They say that we're not going to do that. And again, they direct her back to the shop of choice, which was where she decided to get it fixed. And he ends it with this. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. This concludes our discussion on this claim. Have a nice day, Rob.
Wow.
So you can see the effort that we've been putting in and the kind emails, I think, requesting help and assistance from her then insurer, which she isn't insured with them anymore, but they were the insurer then, and she paid her premiums, otherwise they wouldn't have paid the claim.
They're on record.
And there are items, I believe, that are related to this loss that have not been repaired. The vehicle is not safe to drive. And let's go through our list.
Yeah, the list. From a consumer's perspective, the role of the insurance company should be primarily to provide security and peace of mind. Not so much. They should be a protector. I don't think they're protecting Dorothy. They should be a supporter. No. They should be an advisor. Well, I guess they are in some way giving advice, but it's probably not a trusted advisor at this point.
And it's not very helpful.
And they should be a partner. And, you know, some of these insurance companies have taglines or jingles. In this case, they have a promise. And that promise reads, taking care of our customers, communities, and each other.
I would say this is a fail.
Across every step of the way. And with that in mind, we'd love to hear your thoughts on how this played out as we've described it. We read the emails. Of course, we changed the name of the insured to protect her, and we're not naming the insurance company. But that is, I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out.
And it's not exclusive to them. They just are handling this in such an adversarial nature, and you know, insurance companies don't want to pay.
Yeah.
They don't want to get involved. They don't want to give you anything.
Yeah.
They don't want to. Do you have some pictures of it? And
when it comes to accountability, not us.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And this concludes our discussion on this claim.
Wow.
It's just so dismissive and
unprofessional.
Yeah, unprofessional. And this is the manager. We have a team of people that surround Nylund that help out in these types of situations. I've tapped some people on the shoulder.
Yeah.
While he may feel as though this concludes our discussion, I can assure you the discussion will be continuing.
Yeah, this is just the beginning of something that they opened the can, if you will. And to that end, what you can do if you find yourself in Dorothy's position is, we bang the drum for this over and over again, find someone that you can trust when it comes to the repair process. And we should, according to ChatGPT, we should be able to trust the insurance company. However, if you're feeling like this is the kind of conversation that you or your repairer of choice are receiving, then perhaps you should look for somebody trustworthy.
Yeah.
And there's a difference.
There's a lot of cars not being repaired properly today.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of insurance companies not indemnifying consumers correctly.
Yeah.
And the shops are not doing repairs because they're not getting paid, because the owners aren't getting indemnified properly. And it's a snowball going downhill, and it is worse than I've ever seen it before. And the repairs are worse than I've ever seen before. Yeah, great, the paint looks okay, but if the structure's not there and the wheel is ripping tires off of it, folks, there's a problem out there that's an epidemic, and you need to be aware of it, and you need to make your choices very, very carefully as to who you're going to insure with. And these taglines and promises and everything, they don't mean a hill of beans. It's something to get you to sign on the line and pay the premium. You've got to do a little bit more due diligence, and we're always ready, willing, and able to help you with that.
And just on that note, we're always ready, willing, and able to help with those things. We've got now 174, 175 videos in a playlist called The Airing of Grievances. You can go ahead and find that playlist here on this YouTube channel. And, you know, if you want to know who you can trust, well, we define that in each and every single video. And we try to embody that. So if you have any questions, give us a call. Otherwise, we should say happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. My dear friends, thanks for tuning in. I hope you find that interesting and compelling.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah. God bless. Have an amazing week. We'll see you next Saturday.